Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to color a coloring book image just like this in SCAL5 or Shortcuts a Lot version 5. So this is the finished product and we're going to save this and make an SVG. But I'm going to show you how I do it from the beginning. Now those of you that are actually in class, you already know how to clean up using Design Space and how to save your work as a PNG so that you can export it here. So just refer back to your notes to that. For those of you that do not know how to do that, you can play around in SCAL5 or you can join class so you can learn how to clean up coloring book images so that you're able to make them into SVGs. So let's get started. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go to top bar 2, which is the trace feature. I'm going to go to choose image and I'm going to find my coloring book image. Let's see to pull up. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I saved it as a screenshot. Okay, I have my image here. Open it in my trace. And I currently have it set at monochrome. So we're going to do monochrome, go to OK. And look at that. There's my coloring book image. So I just traced my image. Now I want to break it up into different parts. Okay, now we're not going to be using the font tab. The two tabs we're going to be using is, excuse me, you guys, is fill stroke and layer. This tutorial is going to be a little bit longer than most of them because it takes a little time to do this. This is the part where a lot of people like, oh, can you make me an SVG? And we're like, it's going to take a little bit of time. So now in this lesson, you're going to create your first SVG. So what we're going to do first is go to top bar 1 and go to object, which is the third option. Go to break apart. Now you're like, oh, Tava, what happened? All of your parts default to black. So if you click over here in your layers tab, it's going to show you all of the different parts of your design. So what I like to do is start with the biggest pieces first. Let's click off it. This is the face. So we're going to do brown. And then I might even do a different color. We'll do like a little olive. And what I do is I'll copy my hex color. Copy my hex color like so. And you had to click enter in order to lock in the color. So that's the cat's face. Copy paste, enter. Cat body, copy paste, enter. More of the cat body, copy paste, enter. And I like to work with one color at a time. You see I didn't press enter there. I like to work with one color at a time. It just makes it easier for me. Okay. And I think that's it thus far. So with the eyes, I know I want the eyes to be white. Like so. Tongue, I probably make pink. Like a light pink. Inside of the ears, I want it to be a variation of this color. So let me see. That's how I'm able to kind of move it back, scale it back a little bit. Copy, paste, enter. Yep, that's how I want it. And it gets fun once you get into your own little rhythm, but don't do like I do and forget to press enter. Go and get that little piece there. After you do this so many times, it's so therapeutic. Some of you guys that like to color in real life. Okay, so also what I want to do is these spots here, I want to do the same color. Yep. So I'm just going through, changing the colors. This is the most efficient way that I come across to do this. And I didn't press enter. This was definitely one of the pricing points for me for SCAL. Making my own SVGs and changing my font shape. That's definitely two of the few things, okay, so that I really liked about SCAL, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I want the nose to be the same color. So I'm going to grab the color of my tongue, put it here. And there we have it. It's going to probably take you a little bit longer. You see it like I have that little piece there. So what I'm going to do is click on the face. Not sure if it would matter, but it's there. So I'm going to color it. And after you do this, you want to give your creation a good look over. Isn't that cute? So now I have my kitty cat. Even if I want to change this, I actually like that, like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually change that part to the lighter color to give it some more character. Oh, I didn't press enter. Yes, I like that much better. So here's my kitty cat. Isn't she pretty? So now I have my kitty cat. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close this tab out. It's just going to go over here for a second. And I want to make this as big as I can. You can do that by double clicking on it like so. And I don't think I can make it wider. I want to see all of my pieces. All I did was double click here in this little gray bar here, because now we're going to group. So hold on your shift button and we're going to group first the eyes. I start with the least first and then I work up to the most when I'm grouping. So I have the eyes. I'm going to go to object, which is the third option over, and group. So now I have my eyes group. Now I'm going to group all of my dark parts. See, you have all of these parts, you guys. So I'm going to go through and click all of the dark parts first. And just hold on your shift button and click. And click all of the dark parts. Give it a good check and make sure you got all of them. Okay, now go to object and group. And we've grouped those parts. Now to see if you did it right, you can click the eyeball to double check. Okay, so now I have my pink. I'm going to hold down my shift button, click my pink. We're going to group. Okay, now I'm going to do all of my light parts. So that's one. Hold on my shift. And that seemed to be like the most pieces. Double check it, go to object and group. Now we have that. So now the black pieces that we have, they are top pieces. So like for now we're doing the editing. Maybe I don't want that black outline. And when I hide it, I don't see any difference. So that means it's just an extra piece. So I can just do delete, delete, okay? And now I'm looking Just some random pieces there. So I can delete that as well. I can delete that as well. I can delete that as well. Okay, so those last black pieces were random pieces of your clip art or of your PNG or your JPEG. I'm sorry, SVG. So you will have random parts that's not colored, that doesn't affect the picture, that you can delete, which is good. So this is how I grouped all of it. To give you guys a visual, this will be the bottom layer, which is black. Then the next layer will be the dark brown. Then after the dark brown will be the light, I guess you could say tan or khaki. Then the next layer will be the eyes and the mouth. So when I cut all of these parts, when we go to, because I think I'm going to do a hands-on for this instead of Wednesday's lessons item. But once we do this, you're going to lay down the black first, then the dark brown, then the light brown, then the pink, then the white. So technically we will have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layer SVG. I hope that you guys enjoy this. I really like doing this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screenshot my cat. And I'm going to actually give you guys this cat to practice with, or you can find your own coloring book image to practice with. But don't forget that you have to upload it into Cricut Design Space, delete all of the white negative space, and then at the next menu, save it as a PNG so that you can import it here. Okay, and I have a video on how to do that in the classroom if you need extra help. Okay, so now that I have this, what I'm going to do is go to Edit, select all, hold down my Shift button because we have to make it smaller. So I've made it smaller so that it will show up on my DS mat. Now I'm going to hide this for a second, but I want you to look at this before I do. All of these are grouped, and the more that you're able to group, the quicker it will take for your SVG to load up into Design Space, and it's just much easier that way. Okay, once we get into Cricut Design Space, we will weld those pieces together. So let's see, we're going to hide this. I've made this smaller. Go to Edit, select all, File, Export, not trace image. File, Export, cat. I'm going to do brown cat practice. It's saved at my desktop as an SVG. Make sure these last two boxes have blue checks in them. Go to OK. So now we're going to go to Cricut, upload, upload, brown cat. Okay, so I have my brown cat. Go to save. Okay, now we're going to do the second part of this tutorial. I've uploaded my SVG. And if you look in column C, or the third column, you see all of the pieces that are color coordinated are grouped together. This makes it so much easier, so much easier. So let's see if we can cheat. If I click this one, can I weld it without it disappearing? Yes, I can. So now what I'm going to do is, all I have to do is just click this part right here, not this top part, but the part up under, and weld all my pieces together. So now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Same as before. And that's it, you guys. So now we just go back to cutting as usual. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut my images and I'm going to weed them. And then I'm going to do a hands-on on how I layer it. And I hope that this tutorial is very, very easy to follow. And I look forward to seeing some of the creations that you guys do. See you in the next tutorial.